Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, from wherever you are in the world. So these sections are for those who speak English, and welcome back to the 21-day course of understanding inner self, cultivating peace. And this is the journey to raise our inner awareness about inner self. So hopefully that through this journey, everyone could understand yourself and understands others so that you can create or build your desired life. And thank you everyone for your presence here to support me and accompany me on this journey. And somebody said that this journey is like a great surgery about the inner self, where we explored about about ourselves, what within us. And today is day, as I remembered, is day 8. Uh, and yesterday we tried the human structures, and we borrow the knowledge from Buddhism to study about human structure to know what's inside us. And today we'll continue to explore what's inside us from that knowledge, human structure. Oh, sorry. It's again. All right. And before we start to the new lesson today, as usual, we could have some time to discuss or to for somebody to share your lessons or your insights or your enlightenments, realizations throughout the day, what you have learned so far. So let me share the screen, then we can start it. Yeah, so before the section, anyone want to share uh, your lessons, what you learned, something new that you have learned, or the insights that you got, which you think you can apply it to your life, or you have the answer for your long-standing inquiries. So we call this enlightenment. Yet have anything to share? Uh, I'm very happy to hear that. Hello, teacher Hun Jang. Thank you so much for being here with us. Welcome, everybody. Uh, teacher, my is also from our community, WIT. This is the first time I see you.
Hello. Yes, this is Mai from Berlin, and I don't belong to your community, but it's the suggestion that someone sent me the link that I can join, and yeah, I've got so many lessons from our community, our big community, and I've learned that I cannot change anyone, and I just changed myself because the time I start to change someone else, it becomes a disaster. And I just want peace, so I've been practicing. Um, yeah, I've been practicing a lot, and I realized that from my inside, I feel that when I raise my vibration, even the flowers want to give me more beauty. And this is, look, my friend, she told me that she gained weight, and she gave me this. And I'm wearing on this beautiful day for the start of the spring and the start of the new year. I feel so blessed when I don't want to change anyone, even my. I used to want to change my mother and my my nephews, um, my children, my man. But since I stopped, I only look inside me and improve my vibration around me. Flowers, um, good people, or even when I don't say anything to when I join one group, I feel it's so better. Yes, and my friends say, "Hey, it's good you come, you joined us." I say, "I didn't do anything," but they say, "No, your presence is the present." So, yeah, that's what I realized when I stopped changing anyone else and speak less. I can now only speak uh, in Zooms like this, or I control my feelings. I don't even change my children, and they take more care of me. Thank you.
Congratulations. I'm happy to hear that. And my I one thing that I have learned from my master that um seeking the change from other people is, like you said, is disaster, which is fun and happiness. But seeking the change from within is starting the journey of your happiness. So that's why we need to understand our inner self, what's within us, so that we can build our own happiness from within. Thank you so much for being here and give me the chance, the opportunity to share this valuable knowledge to you and to everyone. And anyone want to share or anything before we get into the new lesson today? So I could take that silence as a no. Uh, we'll get yesterday we throw the um, human structure, human structure. So let's discuss in detail in each layer of the human structure. So we review a little bit about uh, what we have discussed yesterday. So this is human structures. This is human structures. Hello, teacher Chong. This is human structures, which has four layers. With the innermost layer, we call it the core, which contains a being, which has the hearing nature, the seeing nature, the saying nature, and the knowing nature, and in, enveloped by an energy we call this halo energy, which which is has no positive or negative charges, uh, and never change and everlasting. And we'll discuss later, we'll explore later how this layer works and how can we gain inner peace by applying by knowing how it works. And the second layer, to which is outside the core, we is the human nature, which includes 16 natures: receiving nature, perception nature, expression nature, consciousness nature, wealth nature, beauty nature, fame nature, appetite nature, rest nature, desire nature, anger nature, ignorance nature, pride nature, doubt nature, evil nature, and view nature. And outside of the human nature's layer, we have the yin and yang electromagnetic fields, which surrounding the human nature layer. And outside of the human nature layers, we have another layer, we call it, in Buddhism, they call it 84,000 illusionary bubbles. Uh, or they have the local name is feeling, which is generated by the mixtures of the energy of the yin and yang electromagnetic fields. And the outer layers is the body, our body. And in Buddhism, they call it four element body, which includes earth, water, air, and fire. Earth means nutrients, solidity. Water is the water inside us. The air in us, fire is the heat or the warmness in us. And outside of our body, we have another yin and yang electromagnetic field. Um, so this to give the brief introduction about our structures that we have four layers, and we have three uh, three ways to call each layer in the human structures. And we have the local name to make everything simple. We have the chord. The chords is the innermost layer, we call it the chord. But in science, they call it the truth, which is never changing, everlasting, over time and space, because it's covered by an energy which is halo energy, which is never changing, everlasting. And in Buddhism, they call it Buddha nature. If anyone who follow Buddhism, you know about the Buddha nature name. So it is just the truth, just the truth. And the second layer, to which in the local name they call it nature, nature. In science, they name it character, character. And in Buddhism, they call it 16 human natures. And that's why we have 16 human natures in the human nature layer. And the third one, the third layer is the feeling. And in science, they call it emotion. And in Buddhism, they call it 84,000 illusionary bubbles. And there is uh, a fact that in science, there is a research they have they've shared that there was a scientist. He has named around more than 34,000 emotions of human. And after he has passed away, and after him, I don't know if anyone has continued his research. Um, and in Buddhism, they said that there are 84,000 illusionary bubbles. So it's mean that if they name the emotion of a human more, there could be more. And for the local names, they call it body. The outer layer is body, like what we see in Earth. And in science, they call it human body. And in Buddhism, they call it four element body. And to to give us the concept about each layer in um, human structures, and so that we can understand, or we can get the idea for each layer, the innermost ones, instead of calling it the core or Buddha natures, we call it the truth, so that everyone would understand that the truth is something that's never changing, everlasting, that never changing, everlasting. So it could be easier for everyone to name it. Those who don't follow any religions could understand what it is. And the second layer, we could call it 16 human natures. So when we name it, we know that there are 16 human natures. And the third one, the third layer, we can call it the feeling, to make it simple, more simpler than emotion, or 84,000 illusionary bubbles. And the outer ones we call this four. Instead of calling the body or human body, we call this four element body. So we could understand that this layer has four elements, which are earth, water, air, and fire. Now we get into detail for each layer. And in the beginning of this knowledge, we are looking into the root cause of human life from religious perspective. We have mentioned about the truth, a concept about the truth, which is never changing, everlasting over time and space. So let's get into it. How the truth work, what is it, and how it works. Okay, so we will have a simpler diagram of a human structure. In the middle, we also have a being, and above being we have. I hope that you are able to see that this is being, and above beings we have hearing natures, seeing nature, saying nature, and knowing nature. This is the truth. And is enveloped by the halo energy. Okay, energy. Mm. And the next layer is the human nature layer, or 16th human nature. And the next, the third one is the feeling layer, and the outer layer is the body, four element body, to make a simple body. Okay. So for each layers, we have um, in when we talk about the inner self, when we talk about the inner self, it means that from the human structures, you can see that there are four layers. So if we exclude the body, the body parts, so the rest are the inner self. The rest is the inner self, which include the core or the truth, 16 human natures, and feeling layer. So that is the inner self. When we hear somebody talk about our mind, our inner self, our inner beings, but it's quite hard for people to define or to understand what is our mind, what inside. So thanks to this knowledge, we have the concept and we understand about what is the inner self. Uh, we need to know what it is before we can make use of it to attain our inner peace or the true happiness. So exclude the body, the rest is the inner being or inner self. And for the feeling, when something comes to us, like a message comes to us, okay, we have a message. We have a message. When we have a message come to us, this message come to us. Okay. So when it's read to this this layer, the feeling layers, and we have the reactions. We used to have the reactions. So the way we respond, we call this reactions. We react. We react. So we react. If the message affect this feeling layer, we react. We react on it. Um, and if the human nature's layer responds to the message, we call it, we interpret. We interpret that message. We analyze the message. We differentiate or we compare the message that we received with the sort of knowledge that we have in our minds. And if the true response on the message, we call it accept. It accept. It just received and accept. no reactions, no interpreting. So that's how these layers work on the message when it comes to us. Let me tell you the story. This story is reminds us about how the innermost layered the truth works to help us gain the inner peace. That is the story between in the Buddha time when Buddha and Vasanadi king the king Vasanadi um, when they pass through the Sangis River in India, and the king asked Buddha, "How can I have the seeing nature? I can see. How can I possess the seeing nature?" He want to he want to see everything is the same, and the Buddha asked the king that, have you ever passed through this river before? And the king said, yes. When I was 3 years old, um, my mother and I has came here to visit this Ganges River. And the Buddha continue asking, so um, do you see the difference between of the Genji River when you was 3 years old and now? And the king said, no, now I'm 62 years old, and I see the Ganges River has no difference uh, with the one that I have seen when I was 3 years old. And the Buddha said, so when you was 3 years old, you saw the Ganges River, and now you're 62 years old, you also see the Ganges River, but you have seen the difference. You see is the same. That is your seeing nature. Your body has changed. Time passed by, but the way you see the Ganges River never change over time and space. That is the seeing nature. That's your seeing nature. So about the through the stories, uh, we have the message about the seeing nature. About the seeing nature. Come back to the definition of the truth that the wise men have shared with us, that the truth is something that never changes, everlasting, never changing, everlasting, over time and space, over time and space. And there is one thing that's never changing and everlasting over time and space inside every one of us, which is the truth. The truth is this being which contain the hearing nature, the seeing nature, the saying nature, and the knowing nature. Let's do um, the mini games so that you can understand this sport better. Um, Take my own or you can you collaborate with me so that we can understand the truth better? Okay. So yeah, everyone and Jemai, now can you close your eyes? Can you close your eyes? Okay. And do you do you see anything when you close your eyes?
Um, when I close my eyes, I, yeah, I think I see only one color.
Yeah. So you see something, right? You see something when you close your eyes. Okay. So when you cover your ears, so do you hear anything when you cover your ears?
Yeah, I hear something.
Yeah, you hear something. Okay. And when you don't open your mouth, do you do you think that you are saying,
Mm,
do you hear the voice?
the inside voice.
Yes. Do you think do you hear that you are saying when you don't open your mouth? Are you
I
saying?
think when I'm empty or blank, it must be something.
Yeah. So we still saying when you even don't open our mouth.
Sorry.
Uh, when we don't open our usually what we saying when we saying we open our mouth, right? It move and it's generate the sound. But even when we close our mouth, we still saying something.
Yes, just the mind wants to say, but we don't have any movement of the lips.
Yes, 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 yeah. And do you think that and we always know that we always know something, right? No matter what, we always know something. We
Yeah,
know
it's
that
still there.
yeah, it's still
It's
there.
just something.
Yeah. So when we talk about the truth is something that's never changing, everlasting over time and space. And inside every one of us, there is the thing that's never changing, everlasting, which is the truth. So that's why we call this layer is the truth. There is a being
Ah,
which
very
contains
interesting.
yeah, is there is a being
Thank you.
which contains. Thank you, Jimai, for collaborating with me. Uh, so that there is the healing nature, which remain unchanged over time and space, and the seeing nature remain unchanged over time and space, and the saying nature remain unchanged over time and space, and knowing nature remains unchanged over time and space. What we hear, what we see, what we say, what we know could be changed, but what we hear, what we see, what we say, what we know could be changed over time and space. But the hearing nature, the seeing nature, the saying nature, and the knowing nature never change over time and space, never change everlasting. So that is the truth within us. That's the truth within us. And we know how it brings the inner peace for us. So let's do one more mini games. And Jima, can you have me do this mini games? Um,
Yes.
yeah, thank you so much. And so it's just a game. It's just a game. Okay, so to let everybody understand about this point, um, no offense or anything. Okay, just a game. Now I start. Are you crazy? Okay, when you hear that message, okay, when you hear that message, crazy. So, what do you think, or do you have any feeling or emotions arise,
Uh, no, no feeling. Sorry,
or
because
you?
I'm just like waiting for the game, so no feeling.
All right. So, do you interpret that message or something arise in your mind?
Maybe because I love meditation, so whatever comes up to the mind or from inside or outside, I just leave it there. Sorry.
Because, great, great. I'm happy to hear that. So let's interpret that as scenarios. When the message comes and the way you respond to that message, that you say that nothing arises inside your mind right after the message comes, right? Is it right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just it's just I think it comes and goes, so I don't react.
Oh, you think it comes and go, so it means that you
I
interpret that
now
message.
now now I interpret to you this moment, but when you ask, "Are you crazy?" I don't feel anything.
Oh, good. So when the message comes and then you has no response on the message, so you let the message go through the our this is we are talking about the inner self. You let
Yes,
the message go through the feeling, the human nature, and it's come directly to the truth layer, directly to the truth layer, and you hear and you know that you are hearing, and that's it. No response, no, you don't use your feeling to react, or you don't use your human nature to interpret that message, and you just accept it as it is. And it means that you are using the hearing nature to accept the message. You hear and you know that you are hearing the message. And um and how beautiful, how beautiful it is. Okay. And yours, mm, let's continue. Your hair is so beautiful. How can you maintain that hair?
uh, do you really want to know?
Yes. Okay, just stop like that. Stop there. And when you hear that message, when you hear the my questions, what is the first thing came to your mind?
Yes, that is the first reaction. I'm asking that I will sincerely answer if you really want to know.
So you interpret that
Yes,
message that
yes,
are the message, okay? And when I said that, yes, I really want to know the answer, and then you laugh.
yeah, I can continue.
Yeah,
It's different from the first because the first you say, "Are you crazy?" It is because I don't accept that word. I think they come, they, I feel empty. But when you ask something, I ask if you really want to know about it.
yeah. So it means that when the message comes, when the message come to us, it's always come to the truth nature first, and after that it depends on how we have accumulated a lot of what we have in our mind. We'll talk about it later when we talk about the subconscious mind, subconscious garden. And because we have stored many things in our storage, my storage, and it decides how we react, how we interpret. And for the message, every message that come to us is always go to the truth first, where we can hear, we can see, we can know, and we can say it as it is. But somebody have the human natures works very strongly, so they interpret the message first. For example, like I said uh, earlier, when I ask you, and then you interpret that, or if she's asking, generally asking, so I would answer her. So you interpret that message, so that you use the human nature to interpret that. That's how we use the human nature to work for ourselves, to respond on a message. And when I said that, when I said that, I really want to know the answer, and you laugh. So what arises on in your mind at that time?
What it comes to the my, I feel, oh, I feel she she wants to know sincerely, and then I will begin the next reaction.
And what make you laugh?
What makes me laugh is um, it's uh, it's the uh, it's like a message. Yeah, it's like a message. That how how can I make it cross to you, because this is my one of my hobby. Yeah, how can I make it short or long, or because, but since I love, I feel, oh, she's sincerely wants to know.
And do you happy, or are you glad when somebody asks you about your hair?
uh no, actually, no. I've been practicing until I reach like emptiness, just answer, just communication, because I think this time it's beautiful, the other is not beautiful, so it's not important. I don't take it for granted, or just communication.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So your human natures and the truth layers works stronger than the feeling layers. But somebody, when they hear the message that you are so beautiful, so they could feel that happy, or feel very content, or satisfied when somebody give that compliment. So if it's happened, it means that they are using the feeling layer to react on the message.
I used to be like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until 2 years now, I look inside what is the real message. Oh, the real message is yeah, communication.
Thank you, Jimai, for collaborating with me to have everybody understand this part.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we uh, respond on a message. Hello, teacher Ang Chang. So when the message come to us, we our inner self, or our inner beings, has three layers, which is the truth, human natures, and the feeling. And when the message comes, it always comes to the truth. And and if that message come to the truth, and
Yes,
it
what I
lasts longer, it means that come to the truth, and there is the gap between human nature, or the feeling layer, jumped into jump into to respond on the message. So there's it could last for quite a while. Let's see. Well, it's like we are we have a bank river here, and we have a raft here, and this is the the other side of the river is the inner peace. So when the message comes to us, it always goes to the truth layer. And when we hear and we know that we are hearing, no interpreting, no reacting on that message, and it lasts for a while. We see and when we know that we are seeing, and it lasts for a while. So it generates a space inside our mind, inside us, and we call that moment. We call that is the truth nature of the inner self. We call it the truth nature of the inner self. When the message comes to our self, comes to us, it always goes to the truth layered. And if we accept that message by the hearing nature, we hear and we know that we are hearing. And we see and we know that we are seeing. And the human nature and feeling layers haven't jumped into yet. It generates a nature of the inner self, and we call that the truth nature. The truth natures. And after that truth natures in us generates a state we call it is the inner peace. The inner peace. It generates the inner peace. And so this rapt we call it hearing. We use the hearing natures. What we often use the hearing nature and the seeing natures. We borrow the hearing nature and the seeing natures to bring us to the other side, the other bank of the river, to attain the inner peace, where human nature layered and feeling layered hasn't jumped into yet. So it generates our inner peace. And after that, if and it's won't last for a long time. It's just a moment, but it generates our inner peace. And after that, human nature jump into so it's interpret the message. The feeling layer jump into it reacts on the message. So that's how our inner self, the layers of our inner self work, and especially the truth layered works. And if, but usually, because you might have you have long time to meditation, or you have some practice. So uh, when a message come to you, you just accept it as is, and so it generates the truth nature of the
Tiếng
inner
Hán.
self, and after
Các
that
chị có thể
you attend the
chị lo cho
inner
chị đi.
peace.
Ừ.
Attend the inner peace.
Nghe
Okay.
rất là hấp
And but when someone receive a message, when someone to receive a message, of course it's come to their truth layer first, but after that their human nature jump into right away. So that's why they interpret the message, and the feeling layers jumped into right away. That's why they react on the message. That's how our inner self respond to the message that come to us. So because of the feeling layer, people get angry, get in, feel insecure, get annoyed, and a lot of feelings just arise when they use the layer. When the feeling layer responds to the message, react to the message, or somebody receive the message and they often ask the questions why, or they try to give the answer for that message. So it means that they are using the human nature to interpret the message. But someone just accept the message, and then it generates uh, it's ignite the truth nature of the inner self, and then they attain the inner peace state. So this is also a formula for the inner peace, the inner peace. So every one of us, everyone has the truth from within. Everyone has this one. So that's why the wise man told us that everybody has the treasure inside. Everybody has the treasure inside. You don't need to seek outside. You don't need to seek the happiness outside, because there's no happiness from outside. You just seek from inside. And this is the treasure of us, until we know about the truth, which never changing, everlasting over time and space, and we hold on that. We hold on that. So when we face anything, and we know that, we just know that we are hearing that, we are seeing that, and that's it. No interpreting, no reactions on that. It could last for a while and generate the inner peace. That's how we have the inner peace, generate the truth happiness within us. So that is about the first layer, the innermost layer within us, the truth. Uh, Anyone have any questions, or want to share any lessons or any idea or any insights, any enlightenments about the message today, about the lesson today? Uh, Please don't. I'm more happy to hear your voice.
My question is, do you think sometimes people like us um, interpreted by others like being non-care, or I don't know how to say in English. That means we are not curious. We're not because we are being
Careful.
trained, and but sometimes the other people interpret it into, oh, she
Heartless,
cares nothing, yeah, or thoughtless, or
or like heartless, no heart.
yeah.
I got you what you mean. Some people ask that. I heard that question several times for my master, my teachers, and to me also. And that's why we only the persons who senses know it. We cannot judge anyone from just by their cover, um, the outsides. Only the persons who receive the truth know that they have it. They have that experience, and we cannot describe that experience to other people until they have it. So let me tell you a story that is remind me about a story that I heard from my master. And during the um, as I remember, that is grand dynasty in our country, the King Ran dynasty, and we have one king who becomes a great Zen master, and he left the kingdom, and he left the kingdom for his sons, and then he stayed in a mountain. And one day, one officer in his dynasty just went to the mountain to where that the former king become the Zen master at the time, visit him and in that mountain, and he asked about that state. The how can you describe the state of the truth nature or the inner peace, like it as I remember. And then the Zen master said that you can leave now and come back after several days. And then after several days, that officers came back uh, to that mountain, and the Zen master has built a big bell. Is a big bell in that mountain. And then he asked the officer uh, just got into the bell because it's the very high mountain, so it's very cold. It's very cold at the time, and the officer just the Zen master and just got into the bell, and he was inside for quite a while, and he feels so cold, and he told the Zen master that, "Can you let me out? It's so cold here." And the Zen master replied, "Can you describe uh, the coldness, the inside?" And he said, "Cold is cold. How can I describe that? How can I describe that? I'm cold. Please let me out." And the Zen master let him out. And he said that when you receive the truth, generate the truth natures, only you can know it. Nobody know it for yourself. So it's like you feel cold, and only you know how cold it is. You cannot describe it to other people. So this is the state that we cannot describe. And from outside, people can see that that person could be like the ignorant people, or they heartless, they don't care about other people's feeling, something like that. But we don't know what's from inside, their inside, we don't know. And if the so it's we cannot differentiate between the people who really is heartless, don't care about other people, or the person who attend in a piece. Because as outside we see that they don't react on any message, for example, or they don't interpret the message like other people used to do. But only us know what happened inside. And if we experience the inner peace, and we know that we experience the inner peace, it doesn't mean that we don't care about the external consequence. But when we hear and we know that we are hearing when we see, and we know that we are seeing, and we know everything's happen outside. We just has no interpreting, has no responding on that. We just accept as it is. Of course, it won't last for a long time. It just lasts for moments, and then after that, we know how to deal with if that is a hard situation. So we know how to deal with that, and we will get to know, understand how it works when we explore, when we share about the wisdom light in a few days later. So there is a module about the wisdom light is talk about a person who gains the inner peace and how they can solve the problem simply. So it's very far away, very far different from the people who has no care about other people or the circumstances, a particular situation. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for meaningful story. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your collaborating with me, and for your presence. Thank you, everyone. Anyone want to share anything on this point, or any lessons or any questions? If not one want to share, or you're not convenient to share your idea, opinions, or lessons, or insights, or anything, I think we can wrap up here. And thank you so much, everyone, for
Teacher, I
listening.
want to share a little bit here with this topic. Yeah.
Thank you, teacher
So
Tansu. Please
I,
go
yeah,
on.
I am using my husband's account, husband
Yeah,
name.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, teacher Rachel, for sharing this meaningful topic. Today I realized that in the past I used to think that I should. It's good to accept every message all the time. In the past, I used to think that, but when I learned this session, this knowledge, I realized that it's not good if I I just accept every message to my life all the times. Sometimes I need to react. Sometimes I need to interpret when something comes to me. For example, with something like trouble comes to me, and sometimes I need to accept that, and it's much better when I accept it, and it's better than when I just react to them. But sometimes I need to interpret it, and I can understand what is happening, and what is better to do right now, or I can interpret the the message when I get it, and sometimes I just need to react to them. Like some people share that as they say that they love my hair, like when the game, the mini games you had, we just need to react to them. Thank you, and enjoy it just like that. But in the past, I didn't know that, and I I think that I am a little bit like weird to some people around me when I just think that I should accept everything all the time. And I used to practice meditation before, and at that time I thought that it should be like that, but actually I realized that my life some way it is not it's not been good as I want. But when I apply this 3 ways to get to accept or to interpret or to react to some message to my life, I feel I have become more flexible and like enjoy my life with the as a human life some way in class or in family or in work in yeah different environment I can be really flexible and enjoy my life more when I get this 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 knowledge. Yeah. So it's so meaningful to me to listen to this topic today. Thank you, teacher Sun Yi. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, teacher Thanfu. Congratulations. When I
Thank you.
yeah, when I hearing that, I know that you're happy with your inner self now and how flexible it is when you can use these layers working for the higher purpose for our life or a true happiness. So when we understand about these layers, it doesn't mean that uh, there is any layer is more important than the other, but how we can use it properly and flexible in each situations in each scenarios is the best way. Like teacher Henfu just bring it up. So is doesn't it's not does it doesn't it isn't good all the time when we just accepting it is people often use the wise man suggested that we use it when we face the hardship, when we face challenges, when we face difficulties, so we simply get inner peace in these situations, and then we are able to we are able to have the resolutions for those situations. And when we receive as a human life, like normal human life, when we receive a compliment or anyone give us the good remarks, for example. So we just use the filler layers as we feel grateful for that, for their compliments, for how they see the beauty in us, for example. So by that way, we're using the filler layers so we can have the better connections to other people. We can have the better connection to other people when we acknowledge their the good side in them. They see the beauty in us. And and we usually use the human nature to interpret the message when in work, especially at work, we need to differentiate between good and bad, right and wrong. So what we should do and should not do. So we use this layered more often at work uh, to interpret things. And when we face obstacles, face hard things, we accept it as it is. We hear and we know that we are here, and we see, we know that we are seeing it, accept the message, generate the ignite the truth nature, generate inner peace, and how to have the resolutions. We'll see that. And after that, of course, when people get into the inner peace state, they could have this resolution for that situations. and how it works. We will get into more detail when we talk about the wisdom light uh, in a few days later. Thank you. Thank you so much, Teacher Tenfu, for sharing your thoughts and what you have attained when you learn this message, learn this knowledge. Congratulations. And anybody else want to share your insights or have any questions before we wrap up? Okay, so this is the time. This is the time to say goodbye. Thank you so much, very much, everyone, for being here, accompanied me, and collaborating with me to clarify these points so that we all can get to know about our inner selves better. And I think I will start the live on Facebook. Everyone, happy days.
Bye. Happy day.
Bye chị Mai, bye teacher Huỳnh Mai, bye teacher
Bye.
Thanh Phương, bye
Ken.
teacher Hương Trang, bye teacher An Trang. Oh, and it's up here. Bye everyone.